Welcome back, everybody. My good friend Sean Hannity likes to say journalism is dead, and I always object. I say, no, it's on Lifeline, but then I can prove to him there are some really great examples of journalism. Our next guest is a perfect example. She is one of Campus Reform's leading reporters. She always is finding great factual news, and she does it in a neutral way. We're glad to welcome back to the show our good friend, Emily Sturge. Emily, great to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so a leftist student group plans a Nerf gun event to shoot political figures. What a bad idea. Tell us how you learned about it, what happened, and where this is headed.
Students at the University of Washington planned a carnival game event on their campus where they were planning to set up dart boards with pictures of political figures and then actually shoot them with Nerf guns. And unfortunately, that's just one example of the way that the higher education system has normalized political violence. And that's why Gen Z is so desensitized to political violence. There's a new statistic that came out from Yale University's Buckley Institute that revealed that nearly 40% of college students said that physical violence is justifiable when it's used to silence somebody of hate speech. And it's not surprising that so many college students are okay with physical violence when it's used to silence somebody on the opposing side, because that's what our higher education system is teaching them, that it's okay to do so. I learned about this event. I found it on the university website. The university was very quick to scrub it when us journalists began reporting on it. The university says that the event did not take place, but we still need to be asking the questions of who approved this in the first place? Why was it allowed on the university website in the first place? And that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to answer those questions.
Great work.
And if they're that fearful of the backlash, then they obviously know how bad it is. So why would they have allowed it in the first place? Is this that prevalent? Because we hear about these cases a lot, but I feel like maybe these are just the tyrannical loud ones, because it seems to me that your generation, Zoomers, you guys are moving a little bit more, I think, in the direction of sanity.
Many of us are. We saw Gen Z shift to the right, especially in the November election. But look, Charlie Kirk's assassination and the aftermath has revealed the ugly truth of just how bad our professors are within the higher education system. I know that because for weeks I've been reporting at the Leadership Institute's Campus Reform the vile and disgusting comments that professors are posting online celebrating Charlie Kirk's assassination. And if they're comfortable to post these things online, I can't even imagine what they're saying behind closed doors in their university classroom. Just today, I reported that there was a professor at Fort Hays State University, which is in Kansas. She posted on Facebook saying that Charlie Kirk's death is karma, and then she went as far as to say that white men are dangerous animals. I don't think white men are dangerous animals, and I don't think we need to be teaching the next generation of leaders, our students. We don't need to be teaching them that. Unfortunately, that professor is just one example. The list, I could go on and on all day. A professor at UPenn called Charlie Kirk the head of Trump's Hitler Youth. There is a financial aid advisor at Iowa State University that also had a very disgusting comments online saying that she's happy and that she hopes Charlie Kirk is, in her words, rotting in hell. And so when professors are promoting such violent rhetoric on social media and within their classrooms, that's not shocking why so many members of Generation Z are completely desensitized to political violence and somehow okay with the political assassination of Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, it's stunning. I think you struck on something, Emily, that's really the thing. We're desensitizing a generation to the idea that when they disagree with someone, it's okay to kill them because they don't see a human anymore. It happens in the classroom, it happens in Discord in the video game world, it happens on social media. Do you see in any of your reporting any hopeful experiments or examples going on that are trying to reverse that and to create tolerance and to create a humanizing again? Even if you disagree with someone, you can recognize they're human. Anything that you've caught in your reporting that shows some progress on reversing this dangerous trend?
I'm very optimistic. I think Generation Z is headed in the right direction. I think this is the generation that is going to bring back free speech because, look, free speech was dead on our university campuses. Charlie Kirk attempted to bring it back to the campus quad. Unfortunately, he was assassinated for doing so. And through that event, the silver lining there is that we have completely energized an entire generation to stand up for their First Amendment rights. They see just how important free speech is because, look, they're silenced in their classrooms, they're handed failing grades by professors, and now we're seeing young conservatives grow their Turning Point USA chapters on their campuses, hold events with speakers. Charlie Kirk's tour will continue on campus. They're at Utah University tonight. Last week, we saw Virginia Tech and the University of Minnesota packed houses at all of these events. Look, these young conservatives, they are energized, they are organized, they are fired up after this assassination. So I do have a lot of hope in Gen Z and bringing back free speech to this world.
And I'll say personally, I have a lot of hope in the future of journalism, knowing that you're in it. Emily, for people who want to follow your good work and all the great work at Campus Reform, what's the best way to do that?
Well, thank you so much. Campusreform.org, we are reporting stories every single day.
You sure are. It's great work indeed. Emily, great, amazing story, great time. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. All right,
Thanks
folks. Yeah, we got one of our favorite segments up around the corner.
Indeed.
I love it, the weekly health update brought to you by our good friends at NativePath. We'll have that right after these messages. We're going to talk about lab-grown meat. Yes, it exists, and it's bad for you, of course. We'll cover that next.